And so you have technology, you have media, you have social media, and what it's done is it's brought the world to your doorstep. And so now that the world is at your doorstep, how do we interact with one another? What are each other's values? What are their worldview? How do we seek to understand them? How do we listen to them? And then after that, how should we respond to communicate well and to communicate effectively? And so I'm excited to be here with you guys today. I want, hopefully, that you will leave having an understanding of making a positive impact on the world through thoughtful action. I like that word thoughtful. Actually, that was given to me by a man named Mr. Pavan Kumar. And as I was thinking through thoughtful action, wanting to make an impact, a positive impact through thoughtful action, I was thinking thoughtful, very purposeful. You have meaning behind that action. You want to do something that will live on, maybe even past your life. You want to have a positive impact. But in order to do that, you have to think thoughtfully so that you can act thoughtfully and purposefully. And so what I want to do is I want to share with you just a couple lessons, 2 lessons from my life, but I want to do it in the form of a story. I'm 34 years old right now, so when I was 24, 10 years ago, I first came to India. And I remember, I've never been overseas before. I've never been to another country. I remember getting off the plane. And actually, it wasn't at Rajiv Gandhi Airport. It was at the Begumpet Airport when that was still open. So I get off the plane, and I just immediately hit with all these sights and sounds and smells. And I remember the heat as well. And so I get off the plane, and we get in. I've always been fascinated with culture. I've always wanted to learn about people that live differently, have different values, and how they communicate, and just always the food. I love biryani. So I've always been fascinated with culture. So I get off and I begin. My eyes are probably this wide, and I start this process of learning. And I remember one day I was in another part of the city, and I live in Banjara Hills. And so I was coming. I went to an auto rickshaw guy, a driver, and I says, "Sir, Banjara Hills, road number 12. I learned. You can also say road number 12. Is that correct? 12. Okay. See, I'm trying to learn some Hindi right now. But he looks at me, and then he does this. I've never seen it before. He does this. And so I started thinking to myself. I look in the back of the rickshaw. There's no one there, and I'm thinking, why is he telling me no? And so I leave. I go to the next auto rickshaw, and I ask him, road number 12. Banjara Hills, road number 12, and he does the same thing. Again, I'm not mad, but I'm frustrated at the fact that I don't know what he's saying. I don't know what he's communicating to me. And then the third rickshaw, same thing. I finally get to the fourth rickshaw, and I have a plan in my mind. I'm thinking to myself, I don't care what he says. If he does this to me again, I'm just going to get in, and he's going to have to either kick me out, or I'm just going to sit there, or he's going to take me. And I did that. I jump in the back, and he takes off. He takes me to road number 12 in Banjara Hills. And I was so excited because I got home that day, and I was telling my wife and my friends, I was telling them, you know what, I think this is not no, but it means yes, or okay. And so, you know what, that's one thing, as the world is smaller, and as you go out and you be the leaders that you're going to be, you're going to be interacting with people of different cultures, of different races. And we have to know how to interact with them. We have to know how to communicate well with them. And so 2 lessons that I want to impart to you today is one, always be a learner. If you can always be a learner, if you go into it not having the attitude that I know everything, but you go into everything, I want to learn. And you go up to a different culture and you're thinking, hey, I want to learn. What are the values of this culture? What's the worldview of this culture? How can I learn from them? Begin to ask questions. I would encourage you to have the opportunity to go to another country or visit another culture. Read a book on that. Observe. And that's what I did that day. I was observing. I was trying to figure this out. So always be a learner. And the second lesson that I would say is always seek to understand. So as you're learning, seek to understand. As Mr. Krishna has said, ask the why questions. Why is this happening? What is going on here? Why is that happening? And so I think as you do that and you seek to understand, you're going to communicate well. And I'll leave us with this quote by a man named Stephen Covey. He was he's a famous author on communication. He says, if I were to summarize in one sentence the single most important principle I have learned in the field of interpersonal relations, it would be this: seek first to understand, then to be understood. The principle is the key to effective interpersonal communication. So I would say to you, seek first to understand, then to be understood. And if you do this, I guarantee and I believe you will make a positive impact on the world through thoughtful action. Thank you.